Peace and love, y'all. It's a good night, as always. Well, this video is about why understanding and researching, learning about American politics is vital to understanding the way that we live right now. I'm going to start with myself just to bring a personal experience into it. When I started living with my father, I was about 16, running on 17 when I initially got into physical acquaintance with him after XYZ amount of time. But anyway, staying on topic. He was a news guy. He was very in tune with the media. He wasn't necessarily a political guy on any caliber, but he always kept the news on. And like literally, it would just be on a big flash screen in the living room, and it would just be going. Now, before living with him, I always was in tune with politics to a degree. I understood that as a black man living in a white nation, politics doesn't really benefit me. At least I thought it did, to a degree. My ignorance to politics, basically, simple as that. And he put it on so much. Just always paying attention, just always being aware of my surroundings. I'll be in my room doing my thing, and I'll be tuning into what they speaking on the news. And eventually I started stopping, watching, and really immersing myself into the conversations and what they be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Just really giving it a shot. Like I said, I wasn't into politics, but I understand I understood the vitality of being politically savvy, just constantly consuming myself in the media and listening to to politicians and candidates and the mannerisms in which they speak. That was really the first thing I started paying attention to, because personally, I understand being a Virgo, my fifth chakra is a very, very strong energy source for me. So I'm very good at communicating. I'm very good at comprehending what people are saying, comprehending things that I read, all sorts. So I can take the most, some of the most complex forms of literature, and I can break it down to where I can, speak it to somebody of lower intellect than the people who either made the literature or people such as myself. I don't judge nobody. Whatever he knows, the bum on the street know. And from experience, I know that. The man on the street, less fortunate than me, doesn't mean he's necessarily out of his mind. But staying on topic, politics and understanding it, right? Firstly, I come from the streets. I come from reality. When I say the streets, according to this channel, I'm talking about reality, all right? We coming from the God being himself, you feel me? My ability to speak and spit game ain't never been really off. You feel what I'm saying? We come from a land of pimps and hoes, you feel me? Speaking to certain energy and a certain dialect of conviction, of manipulation, of deception. You feel me? We come from people that speak with a silver tongue. You understand? Rap, hip hop is a breakdown of a language that doesn't even come from us. Feel what I'm saying? Us as black people, we tear down language all day. You feel me? All type of vernacular, all forms of slang. You feel me? Straight like that. That's just in our nature to put our own little magic on words. Feel what I'm saying? So when I listen to a man in a suit claiming to be bureaucrat, technocrat, corporate bigwig tech loyalist. He may be a lobbyist, a fucking Democrat, Republican, whatever the case. When I listen to these people talk, I feel a little pimped. I feel like somebody is trying to deceive me. And personally, being a man of intelligence, that's an insult to my intellect. To just hear people speak and watch them contradict themselves in the middle of almost telling on themselves all in the same spiel. It made me like, how have these people been getting away with this form of rhetoric, or this form of behavior, this way of talking to people for so long? You know what I'm saying? And always being in the history, just critically thinking, putting things together as I'm observing things. You know what I mean? Due to the ignorance of the majority of people in America, right? And because of this heavy amount of lack of understanding, for better words, ignorance is not a bad word, but to take the negative aspect out of the conversation, we have allowed the political entity that is today manipulate us out of power. And it's through concepts of confusion. Just to put it in lighter terms right now. Racism is a concept of confusion. You understand? Things that back the racist term are all concepts of confusion. They use racism to keep us from unifying about the same political issues that we all share in this freaking corporation, in this country right now. It don't matter what color you are. You all live in the same nation. Outside of that, realistically, because a nation is just a product of somebody's mind. Outside of the nation, you're all on this piece of land, okay? We're talking about, I'm a realist, okay? If y'all haven't noticed already. I want to speak on real. This is a piece of land that we all live on. Despite your pride and your prejudice and your, I'm with him because, whatever the case, that has been one of the most destructive tools used against us in this nation. Now, let's get into politics itself for a second. Because you have to understand about this oppressive regime. It don't love nobody. Black, white, purple, brown, gray, green, Dravidian, Mongoloid, Hispanic, whatever language you speak, it don't matter. They don't care. You gotta understand, they don't care. You and your little world, you care because of the media and all of the outside influences that come from the government have influenced you to care about things that don't really mean much of nothing. Feel me? They don't care about racism. You understand? The lower class whites, the people who have to earn a living just like you, the people who have to pay mortgage and taxes just like you, the people who have to pay bills just like you, okay? The people who go to the same schools, who shit on the same toilets, okay? People who piss in the same urinals, okay? People who read the same book, okay? You understand? They are also being bogarted in this political arena. You have to understand. The politically savvy patriot. We're talking about the patriot right now. Feel me? The man who has pride in his American country. That's a freaking patriot. The man who separated from the UK, who separated from the kingdoms over there. You know what I'm talking about? He's a patriot now. You understand? The English colonies. Yo, we've heard of the 13 colonies. I'm not getting into that. He wants to uphold the Bill of Rights in the Constitution. Let's take racism out of it for a second. Despite his pride and prejudice, whatever, he wants to keep the rights of the people intact. Okay? That's what he wants to do. He wants to be able to work in his land. Okay? He wants to be able to own and buy things. Okay? He wants to live on a level of freedom that doesn't necessarily exist. But this is he wants access, okay? Now, due to inside division and inside infractions coming from the people, the patriot is also losing in the political arena, despite this racist illusion that's being painted. He's losing in this political arena too. Now let me tell you how the wickedness of politics plays on black ignorance for a quick second. When the powers that be of American governments cannot get the white vote, they come and get the black vote. Simple. And they do it through the Democratic Party. Simple. I'm talking to my people because I love y'all. And I'm sick of the dumb shit. Period. We got to get this right. American politics have been playing on our ignorance for the last, 70, 80 years. Let's throw 100 on it. Since we got here, forget it. 300, 400 years. Let's just put whatever. Since the 1700s. Okay? That's about 400 or 500 years ago. Whatever. They've been playing on our ignorance, y'all. When they can't get that white vote, they come and get the black vote. Through the liberals. Through this political arena. And we've been finessing ourselves for a very long time, thinking that life would be better if we got with the people who claim to be on our side. For the last 40, 50, 60, 70 years, the Democratic Party has played a very, very, very major role in the destruction of the black essence, of the black image. And I'm not going to put it all in those people's hands, because we are also at fault for being ignorant to the very rules and regulations of this country. Now, this is where I want to sum it all up and put the energy back in us, because at the end of the day, this is the importance of understanding politics in America, y'all. I'm summing it up and giving you the conclusion right here. If you don't understand how you are being oppressed, if you don't understand how the silent war is being committed, you will never know how to evade it. You have to understand, being politically savvy gives you as an individual the power that this country is supposed to be founded on. As long as you know your civil liberties, as long as you know your rights as a being on this planet. Personally, as a black man, I understand I'm a sovereign being. Everything on this planet is mine. But my sovereignty was taken from me. Another story for another time. But at the end of the day, us as a people, forget race, forget color, forget all that, forget culture. American culture is bullshit. You feel me? Once you understand that you are the people who fuel the government, then at that point, you can put yourself in a position of negotiation. You put yourself in a position of, you can't if we gotta live up under this regime, at least have the ability to make choices for yourself. That illusion is taken from you. The illusion of choice is exactly that. It is an illusion. You don't have no choice because you lack power. You don't have power as an individual. See, the fault of the few is the fault of the whole. Truthfully. If you as an individual are not staying sharp as an individual, if you're not sharp politically as an individual, how can you possibly pass this information on to the next person? How can you install the power? Because knowledge is power, and this is not just a slogan. You understand? It's not just a quote on a t-shirt. You understand what I'm talking about? Knowledge is power. Remembering that you are the battery of the machine. Once you understand, you remember you the battery of the machine, you become the self-sustaining battery. You say, you need me, partner, not I need you. At the end of the day, we are the people. The gifts, the intelligence, the power, the beings who keep it flowing, that are literally the blood of every government. You're going to do what we tell you to do. Period. You're going to do what we tell you to do. And, I'm not speaking for myself. I'm not speaking on anything, but that's where revolutions get to cracking. Because at the end of the day, yes, the government is testing your gangster. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They testing your gangster. They telling you pussy. That's a fact. They telling you pussy. They like, what you gonna do about it? And it's us to it's not a physical fight. At least not yet. It's a mental. Me personally, cops don't cross me, babe, on any frequency. I done had 3, 4, 5 of these motherfuckers in my face. You feel me? That intelligence kept them at bay. They see that fire, and they don't want it. I'm the power. I can represent myself in a courtroom. Feel what I'm talking about? I don't need no representative, man. What's that about? I'm guilty until you prove me innocent. What you talking about? I don't care about once you come into this knowledge of the Bill of Rights, the preamble, the Constitution, the amendments, all of this, you'll come to the realization this is all human. These are human rights. These are universal human rights that a man didn't need to tell you. You're not supposed to be oppressed by your government. It's in their own rule books on what happens if a government decides to become the enemy of its own nation. It don't take nothing but 150, 160 people to start a new government on paper. Because you got to remember, all of these governments it's just paperwork. It's just paperwork. America only exists on paper. You burn the documentation, there is no more America. There is no more Israel. There's no map to put a name on nothing. Feel what I'm saying? Once you burn that paperwork, there is no United States. It's just freaking land. How it's supposed to be. That was just a beautiful lesson on, power to the freaking people, man. Power comes from the people. Power is the people. They tricking you into believing you are powerless. You tricking yourself into believing you are powerless. You watch all of these movies with the government intertwined in it, and they make themselves seem like they the biggest, the baddest, and the bold, and that's an illusion. It's an illusion. And don't fall for it. Listen, I got a teacher still on this earth in the flesh, been pushing his shit for 30 plus. He in it. And they don't touch him. He's still on this media crap. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, censorship is up, but at the end of it, what you gonna stop? You can't stop the inevitable, babe. Power is us. Power always been us. Y'all just gotta remember that. Peace and love, though, all day.